meowing because he wants treats, and he is on a diet, and so he's not getting as many. So he's a little angry with me. So if you hear him running, that's why.
You know, I am taking care of a friend of mine's dog. They went away for the weekend, and I have wood floors here. So I had to put her upstairs on the carpet because otherwise you'd be hearing little tap, tap, tap all around here. And she'd want to participate. So I totally understand.
Yes. So there's a very good chance I'm looking at him right now. A very good chance he might run by and be just a little monster.
So how are you feeling today?
I'm exhausted. I'm not going to lie. It was a really big first week back. We finally got back to work. We started on Tuesday, and he's going to attack me from the other side of the bed.
That's okay.
Yeah, we started on Tuesday, and you know, the amazing thing is there are so many COVID protocols. Mm-hmm. And which I am completely and 100% grateful for. And so it takes longer to kind of get into the scenes and to get going just because everybody masks up and you have to kind of keep certain departments separate because some don't need to be as close to the actors, some need to be as close to the closer. So it's an interesting process. So it takes up a little extra time. So it's been, you know, some figuring out to do with that and just kind of getting your feet wet again. So, yeah.
Still really long days though, I imagine just that.
Yeah, there's still long days, you know, but they cut our hours down for filming because they want to make sure that everybody's not, you know, running themselves into the ground and getting too tired. We have actually been noted as one of the absolute safest sets up here. Very good. Yeah, we all take it very seriously, as everybody should, but it is a big job and it's a lot to do. So
kudos to you guys. One of the things that we tried a little something new while we're waiting to connect. We just said, you know, let's just have a little moment of gratitude today. And so I just asked people to throw some comments in about things that they were grateful for, just to kind of share that, because it's so easy to just get bogged down in the mire of it. And I'm wearing my No Power shirt today because I said, dang it, I am not going to let anything get down to me. I rode my bike this morning.
That's
right.
I
played some Wii tennis. I voted.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yes. You know, I'm just grateful that I'm able to do all of those things. So I'm curious if there's anything, if you wanted to share that you're grateful for today.
Absolutely. I am grateful for, well, I'm grateful for every day. Mm-hmm. I know that's kind of a blanket answer, but truly, I'm grateful to be back at work. I know that, you know, given the state of the world, that is not a place where everybody is able to be. And so, you know, I am grateful for that. I'm grateful for health. At this point, it's been, it was as you know, like a rocky road over the summer. Mm-hmm. So I am definitely grateful for that. And of course, my family. And to be able to, you know, as tough as it was kind of waiting those weeks before working, he literally just attacked me.
Love cats.
What was that, dude? I didn't deserve that. I'm just sitting here talking to my friends. No, don't do that again, buddy, or no treats for you. And now he looks like an angel. So look at this guy. Oh, I wish you could see it. It's hilarious. Anyways, I don't remember where I was. I kind of lost my train of thought.
Okay. We're talking about gratitude, and especially after the summer that you went through, which we're gonna talk a little bit about that. But I thought it would be fun just to kind of kick off with just a fun little Q&A for you that was inspired by one of our members, Liz. She just had one question for you, so I expanded on it a little bit. And I'm sure you've done these before in interviews, but I have never chatted with you about this, so we'll learn a little bit more about Chyler today. Sure. So this is really deep questions. Coke or Pepsi?
Oh,
Coke. Okay. Yeah. Cards or board games?
Oh, that is a tough one. It depends. it depends, because having gotten into cribbage,
you're welcome.
I know. Thank you, Cindy. Cindy, the Grand Master of cribbage, and Quiddler, which is our other game. Those are really good card games. Board games, I would say, I'm still a fan of Life, and we also have a Nightmare Before Christmas version of Operation, which is really fun.
Oh, that does.
So, yeah, so that's kind of a little bit of a toss-up. I don't know if that is a satisfying answer.
No, that's fine. This one I definitely know the answer to, but some folks might. Red or blue?
Red.
Okay, salty or sweet?
I'm umami.
Okay,
there you go. Salty and
there
sweet.
you go. There you go. Okay,
like kettle corn. So it's like a mix of both. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay, I only put this one in here because I know you're going to roll your eyes at me when I say it. Beatles or the Rolling Stones? Have you heard of them?
Cindy. Cindy asks me these questions like, oh, have you ever heard of this band? Like I'm 4. Yes, that's another
That's brutal, isn't it?
That's a brutal question. I don't know. I've seen the Rolling Stones perform. I mean, granted, I was 16, but I've seen them perform. And I mean, it's epic. I did not get to see the Beatles perform.
I didn't either.
Which would have been amazing. So, Cindy, that's a hard question to answer. Okay. I don't want to be...
Okay. That's a really, really tough one for me, but I got to see Paul McCartney. Of course, he didn't get to see the Beatles, and he did some Beatles stuff. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So I think that
having played at the Cavern Club and being at Liverpool, in Liverpool, and staying, at the Hard Day's Night hotel, like there is man, the nostalgia and the appreciation and the respect is just enormous. So
okay,
I would have to be a 50-50 split on that one.
Okay. I think I know this one. The beach or the mountains?
Mountains.
Okay.
I'm not a beach person. I'm a beach person if it's like in the more like tropical locations, but I can't stay out. If I'm sailing on a boat and we go ashore to explore things and something like that, absolutely. But I do love the mountains.
Okay. Hot dog or hamburger?
Beyond Burger.
Okay. A comedy or drama? I shouldn't ask an actor that question, probably.
Shit. Are we talking television or are we talking like, I'm super into sci-fi. I've gotten myself into like, kind of like thriller horror stuff, which I never watched. It took me a long time to recover from the It when I watched it at 8, which is an incredibly inappropriate time to watch that. And a lot of other really, scary movies that I should never have watched. So it took me a really long time to recover. And I'm one of those people that after I've watched something scary, I have a hard time washing my face because I'm so afraid something is standing behind me. And it used to be that Nathan would have to stand and put his hand on my back so I knew that he was there. So sometimes I can be a really big baby about it. But the Haunting of Hill House, The Haunting of Bly Manor, like I have just been so sucked into those shows. And I just watched the final season of Schitt's Creek last night.
Thank you.
I held off on it for as long as I could because I did not want it to end. And I wept like a baby. Yeah. That show and the way that they so great. I know it's kind of like I'm running off on a little tangent, but
hey, it's my very favorite thing in the world. My favorite show. I know
so. That show and their inclusivity and their respect for the LGBTQ community was so beautifully and just seamlessly done that it just showed a world where acceptance and understanding and love no matter what is such a huge, they didn't make it like this huge deal as if it was some foreign idea. And that to me was just such a beautiful way to do it. There would be way too many scenes for me to try to pick out and say what was your favorite scene or even say favorite episode. But I love that show. If any of you have ever never seen it, like, you should watch it. I just saw someone say Winona Earp. Okay, here's the deal. I was so late to the game on Winona Earp. And over the time that I had the break, I binged every episode in a matter of like a few days, like nonstop. And I am obsessed with that show. I absolutely love that show. I mean, I'd heard so much about it and whatnot. And I know, you know, for the People's Choice Awards, they're up for an award, and so is Supergirl. And I'm kind of like, can't say anything. But but my gosh, I love Winona Earp.
All right.
That was another one. Yeah.
Okay. So again, kind of 50-50 for you. I mean, a good drama to me is just off the charts. But right now, I think for me, I just like laughing. And what you just said about Schitt's Creek, I literally could watch that show over and over again, and I never get sick of it. It makes me laugh so much. It has so much heart. And like you said, I mean, the way that they've covered the LGBTQ community is awesome because it's a non-issue. It's like, it's just a non-issue. And so,
as it should be.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah. They're just, I've
been watching a lot of like Godfather, and I had never seen it.
So you did the dark stuff. Okay.
I did the dark stuff too. I love The Boys on Amazon, which is super dark as well. So like some stuff that has like gore in it, I never thought I would do that. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Paul Newman, Robert Redford, so dreamy, and they're so fun. They don't hold a candle to my husband, but anyways, but yes, as I'm seeing it fly by, just so everybody knows, I am a full-on Earper.
Okay. Fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction. I have a hard time sometimes sustaining my attention when I'm reading nonfiction. It's like I'll read a paragraph and I have to read it again because I just can't. Sometimes if I don't see it in my mind like a movie, then sometimes it's really hard for me. I kind of have to get Cliff's Notes versions on stuff just because, yes, I'm old enough to know what Cliff's Notes versions are, Cindy. She gives me so much crap. Sometimes it's hard, you know, with my attention squirrel kind of thing. It's hard. So usually, fiction.
Okay, 2 more. So guitar or piano?
Piano.
Okay. And here's the last one because I had to. Superpower, invisibility or flight?
Flight.
Okay. Those didn't take you long to figure out at all. So
well, come on, they were pretty lengthy answers.
And that was good. No, I mean, there were a couple that were very, very easy and others that inspired more conversation. But that's fun. That's kind of, it's a fun way to get to know a little bit more about somebody. So, okay. So with that said, superhero, let's talk a little bit about your Level Up article that came out this week that was incredible, you know, really inspirational. Your normal, incredibly honest, vulnerable, thoughtful self. What inspired you?
It was another thing, kind of like the Wear Your Pride article. It took me a bit to get it going because I wanted to make sure that I really said, not said what I meant. Said what I meant and meant what I said, but said it the way I wanted to. And to be able to tell, like you said, to be vulnerable. Sometimes I am really good at not just telling stories, but sometimes I'm really good at being able to put on a smile when I don't feel so great. Sometimes it's really easy for me to make a joke, you know, in moments when I want to cry. So when I'm writing, I kind of like, I want to be sensitive to what I'm saying because of, the readers that will come across it. But also be honest enough where it's, hey, this is my life. This is who I am. Love me, leave me, take it or leave it, whatever. Um, so I try to be I'm very intentional when I write, but I enjoy, like I said, I enjoy fiction. So I like to tell stories. So when it came time and we were all as the CC team, we were talking about, the next campaign and what we think it would be. And, leveling up just came up. It was based off a conversation that I had with my son where we were talking about what that means, to level up like in a game. And it kind of just became this metaphor for me where it was like, okay, well, to level up it's all about kind of getting to that next level in your life, be it a little jump or a big jump. It's still, you have to kind of learn some sort of skill, or you have to take on something that you haven't taken before, a challenge, or even just getting to that point where you're building yourself up to do so. And then it takes a lot. It takes guts, and it takes heart, it takes courage, it takes vulnerability, and it also takes excitement and an opportunity for a great adventure. And so I have been, he's running around going, hello. You can hear. But I'm obsessed with Zelda Breath of the Wild. And there are not a lot of games, as I wrote in the article, that I can play because I do get really nervous. I just get like anxiety looking at games. You have to make decisions really quickly. Hence why I said I watch when Nathan plays. But I just find so many metaphors in that game that that embodied exactly what I was trying to say. And so I had a lot of fun writing it, but also, when you're writing, you have to edit yourself a bit and to know what, how far to go down the rabbit hole that you want to go. And I wanted to take an opportunity to be honest and about where I was in this summer, and that it was a really challenging summer, but it was also a summer that I'm incredibly grateful for, having spent time with the family and having had a chance to grow, because I feel like in that time during the pandemic, knowing that we're going back to work, it just, I just needed a really good opportunity to kind of get to the next level in my own life, in my head, in my heart, in my mind, in my, like just in my soul. And, we had these few months where we were just outside and playing baseball in the yard, and we were just enjoying the time together as a family. And then I just got hit with COVID. And miraculously enough, nobody else in the house got it. Nobody. Um, and I didn't, although almost had to, but I didn't have to go to the hospital. When with, given the fact I have asthma, that's a pretty big deal, because obviously it affects your respiratory system so heavily. But it just came on as so many different symptoms and things that changed every day, that I honestly, a few times, being very honest, Nathan and I started talking about plans, what we would do if for any reason I didn't make it through. I know that might sound dramatic, but it's just the truth.
It's reality.
And so, I was sick, really sick. And for about a month, took me about a month to get to a point where I could say, all right, I'm mostly feeling normal. So it was debilitating. And so, and I don't know where I got it, because we all went to the same places. Like there was maybe 2 times when I went to like, a drugstore to just pick up like prescriptions and things like that I went by myself. But I have hand sanitizer in my bag. I have hand sanitizer in the car. Like, we get boxes or anything, I spray the boxes, they stay outside. Like, so it's just one of those things where I don't know how I got it. But I'm grateful that I'm the only one that did. And I cannot stress enough the importance of simply washing your hands and wearing a mask. I know a lot of people don't want to, hear that, or, don't necessarily believe in it, which is your opinion. That's however you're going to feel or think or whatnot. But having gone through it and knowing that it is a real thing, that is one thing that I would implore people to do and to take seriously. Uh, you know, yeah, it was tough. It was tough because I lost a month, and I know, again, just being sensitive, because there's so many people that lost, their lives. There's so many people that lost loved ones. There's so many people that lost friends. And I can't imagine. So I'm grateful I made through it, or, got through it, rather, unscathed. Ironically, the asthma issue kind of happened after I recovered mostly, and I'm still working up my endurance. And, I still get like some brain fog and trying to put things together. So getting back to work has been exciting, really exciting, but also a bit challenging. But I am okay. I've recovered. We've since done, our testing. We take testing on set extremely seriously. And so, my tests are coming back negative. So we're like, I'm good. It's just, that was definitely, that was a rough go.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, thanks very much for talking about that. I mean, obviously, I think it was probably pretty shocking for a lot of people to see that in your article. But again, it's just your honesty. And, I think it's your nature to really be thoughtful and caring about other people. We talk a lot about empathy, you and I. And I hope that, people do take some inspiration from it, for many reasons. But like you said, I mean, just implore people to continue to, exercise those protocols and, wash your hands, wear the masks. It makes a difference. It really does.
Yeah.
And you can speak from that with a lot more credibility than a lot of people having gone through it.
Yep.
So, but you're feeling well, you're feeling good now.
Yes.
Good.
I'm good.
Well, one of the things that I want to make sure that and that other people in our community know is when we do these campaigns and when we do these articles, we really encourage people to share their stories. That's why we do these call for entries, where we ask for people to, share their thoughts about what they read in your article or Nathan's or anybody else's that, we do in these campaigns. And so I'm happy to let you know we're getting a ton of responses in. And, we just really, we read them all. I'll tell you, Chyler read them last week, guys. I mean, she threats, I know. Because, she texted me back, with some feedback on some. So, we just really do encourage you to write them and share your stories. And that's the key thing. We want to hear your stories. We know that you've heard Chyler say it right now. She's doing well. And it's something I'm sure that you're going to carry with you, for the rest of your life, just having experienced it. And so we've heard your story. What we'd really want to now hear is other people's stories, because as much as we're all inspired by your story, Chyler, I know you and I are also inspired by the stories that we hear from other people on our team and other people in our community. So we've got right there on that Level Up campaign page is an entry process that makes it real easy for people to go in and share their stories. And then also artwork. We're getting some really cool artwork that we will be starting to share with people in the coming weeks. In fact, one of the things that I wanted to mention too is that this week, October is National, it's Disability Employment Awareness Month. Really kind of, we should focus on all of these issues every day, and many of us do, but October is specifically focused on Disability Awareness Month. And so we've actually had two really nice, cool submissions from people within our own community who are living with disability. One with muscular dystrophy, one with cerebral palsy, and they've written some really powerful stories, and we're going to share those this week. So we ask people to be on the lookout for those. We'll promote them on social media, and that's their Level Up story. So we just want to hear more and more of them. So, well, that's great. And this campaign is going to be going on for the rest of the year. So more stories to come from people on our team and from people in our community.
Yeah, and we really do appreciate so much people's, their willingness to be vulnerable as well. I know it's not an easy thing. It does, like I mentioned, it takes a lot of guts, takes courage. And sometimes it just takes like that matter of, when you have that thing you really want to say, that text or that email, and you're just going, oh, should I send it? Should I send it? Should I send it? And you push and you hear that, or whatever your sound is. I don't think has the sound. My sounds for text messages and for emails sent and things like that is the Sheikah Slate from Zelda, if you play Zelda. So I'm always excited to receive, send, because I hear that sound. I'm such a nerd.
Not at all. It's better than a flush.
That's true. That's true. Or like, yeah, no, I don't know. I couldn't think of another one. That's a good point. Yeah, so we are incredibly appreciative of that, and we don't take it lightly, and we don't take it for granted when people are willing to share their stories, and just be vulnerable for a moment. I think it's pretty brave, and it's very admirable.
Yeah, absolutely. So lots more stories to share this year. So that's great. One of the other things, kind of tied to Level Up was our to-do list this past week, where we asked people to just kind of share something that they're going to do to kind of level up, I guess, in their own way, to better prepare themselves for 2021. Because as Nathan said last week, he respects, but they don't really work for him, New Year's resolutions. He kind of wants focusing on continuous improvement all the time. And this year, certainly, maybe more than any other before, has really motivated a lot of us to just kind of rethink, perspectives and priorities and what are the goals that we really have for ourselves individually, as communities, as families. And so I was really encouraged by a lot of the responses that we got that were tied to self-worth. People were really inspired to, have more, I'm not going to articulate this as well as they did, but more self-esteem, more value of what, self-value of what they bring, to the world, and not letting external things badger them or bully them or define who they are.
Yeah.
They are going to do that for themselves. And I just really love that. And that's one of the things, it's my favorite thing about it, the to-do list. First of all, they're just kind of fun, but they always make me think about something. It makes me consciously sit down for a few minutes and really think about something that maybe would have just been a superfluous thought for me, or I wouldn't have thought about at all. And you're really good about sharing your thoughts on those too. So I always just like to thank people for participating there.
Yeah.
And we've got a fun one coming up this week. Slay list. People always love the slay list. So.
Yeah, love slay lists.
So get out.
Such a great opportunity to just get an idea of people's personalities, but also just to hear some new music, which, music is medicine for the soul, right? So it's always nice to hear that, especially with so many of the themes that we've had. So
yeah, you nailed it right there. I mean, it's like you really do get a little peek into somebody's, personality when you see the songs that they pick. But like you said, man, I have got so many more songs on my playlist now that I have learned from people in this community that I had never heard of before. And me, I'm a pretty big music aficionado. I know a lot of music.
Yes.
But so that's been kind of fun. Well, we know you've had a super, super busy week, and no doubt going into another super busy week.
Yes, that's why I keep putting my chin up, because my under eyes are so puffy. I kind of position myself to be sort of a little bit more side-lit.
You look
I'm trying
beautiful.
to find my light.
You look beautiful.
I'm like, it is just a wreck down here. So.
Well, yeah. So you take the rest of your Sunday, get some rest, enjoy yourself, binge watch something you want, spend time with Link, read whatever. But just know that we're all grateful for you taking some time with us today, and we're all sending you so many good wishes and love and best wishes for a great week next week as you go back to work again. And
thank you.
We'll talk again really soon.
Yes, we shall. Thank you. I appreciate it, Cindy.
All right. Happy
All
Sunday.
right. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody. Absolutely love you. Thank you.
Bye.